All right, and we are back live, Las Vegas Motor Speedway. I tell you what, I've been keeping an eye on these two leaders up here, Landon Huffman, Tyler Price. I tell you what, he's been feeding that old coal burner down there and puffing that steam out, trying to get that machine of his up towards the front. But I tell you what, Tyler Price closing the distance on Landon Huffman, guys.
That's right. Moving back to the third position, number 31, Chris Westerfield. It looks like he's put a little bit of that coal in his oven there too, there, JD. However you put that, it looks like his laps are getting a little faster as well. Mike, I know you're down there in pit road. These fast lap times that they're getting it. What are these guys going to expect if Tyler catches Landon on the tires?
Well, you're going to see Tyler have a hard time probably getting by him if he can get up to him, because that air will start to thicken up a little bit, and you'll see Tyler probably start to get a little aerodynamic push there, because these tires are beginning to wear just a little bit, but Tyler is reeling him in. Every lap he's getting closer and closer and closer. Let's see what they can do.
Tell you what,
Tyler.
JD, I was going to tell you that I just saw the number 23 in fourth position. John Gregorio just took over that fourth spot from John Higman there.
John Higman moving backwards here a little bit. I'll tell you what, we might be seeing the pains of a two-car stop with that number 60 machine back here. But I'll tell you what, looking at this action up here in front, Tyler Price, he is absolutely running down Landon Huffman up here. He has closed the distance 0.2 off as Huffman goes into the turn a little bit wide here, but carries the speed coming off of turn 2, going down the backstretch here. And I'll tell you what, Tyler Price, he is executing these turns with precision as he is now coming right up to the back bumper of Landon Huffman. So he is there, and it's a race to the start-finish line. Don't think he's going to attempt the pass here. A little bit difficult coming down the front stretch, but I'll tell you what, he's going to take an inside position. Here we go. Tyler Price going for the lead here, going through 1 and 2 here. 75 car up on the top here, 53 laps in the books, about the halfway point. So Tyler Price hooking this baby up and trying to get after it. I tell you what, 75 got a good run coming off of turn 2, guys.
Tell you what, Landon Huffman is not backing down easy there, JD. Tyler Price, he is definitely fighting for that lead. But Landon is not giving it up too easy. He's going to be stuck on that outside, and that's going to be tough on them tires, so he needs to be thinking of that. But as they cross the start-finish line, looks like we have a new leader, Tyler Price, as they're still side-by-side in 1 and 2. As they come off the 2, Tyler with a little bit of the edge.
You know, that score that lap for Tyler Price, but, that upper lane up there, guys, as looks like Huffman just ran out of steam there coming off of turn 4, Mike.
Guys, getting word, Landon scraped the wall. You can see a little bit of right front damage there. He scraped the wall just before Tyler started making his run on him. So that's why Landon is off the pace. Tough break for him. He's got to get in pit road to fix that damage.
That's right. Good call by Mike Keaton. I tell you what, get them field glasses up and working down there, Mike. Good call for Landon Huffman, but Tyler Price is pulling away from Landon Huffman now, guys. And I'll tell you what, new leader, Tyler Price.
I tell you what, we're going to move back here in the third position in the number 31 of Chris Westerfield. He's actually making some ground on these two leaders up here. Not sure if Tyler Price is leaving him yet. Hadn't got that far yet, but I do know that he's making leadway on Landon Huffman. So definitely something's going to have to break here. They're going to definitely. I'm sure Landon's definitely wanting to see a caution come out to try to get that car fixed there, JD.
Yeah, and I'll tell you what, this moved all the way back here, about midway down the pack here in 13th position. Let's talk about Scott Brotherton here. We had him in the booth up here during pre-race, and had not turned a practice lap yet. But I'll tell you what, started 22nd here tonight, guys, but all the way up to 13th position. And I'll tell you, still a lot of laps coming our way here, 50 of them to be exact, 57 laps in the books here. So. Tell you what, he's got 50 laps to get that number 3 machine back up toward the front up here. Scott Brotherton having a pretty decent run so far.
Tell you what, JD, looking back here at the number 17 in the 6th spot of Chad Cole. Now, earlier we seen Chad Cole take away that 5th spot from John Higman, but as we can see now, Higman has moved back up and took that 5th spot back away from Chad Cole. So, you know, maybe the 2-tire thing is working out a little bit now, and I don't know. It's just kind of odd.
You know, we saw it happen. Ooh, was that Higman getting into the wall up there? It was. John Higman in that 6 machine pounding the wall there a little bit, guys. Is the 17 Chad Cole also looks like he might have gotten a piece coming out of turn 2 here, but Higman trying to hang on to that number 60 machine up there as Cole is getting passed by the 10 and the 94 Jeff Addison down here for 6th and 7th or 7th and 8th position down here, but. I'll tell you what. I was talking about Scott Brotherton here. We had him up here in the chat room, and I'll tell you what. Keeping an eye on that number 3 machine as he gets it hooked up. And like we said, still a lot of racing left here, guys, at Las Vegas. But checking over here in the chat room, Greg Netherwood says the party is in the number 5's hauler if anyone wants to join him. So. Tell you what, maybe we ought to move the party up here into the booth and see if we can't get Greg Netherwood to come on upstairs. And the back door is always open. And Greg Netherwood was driving in the number 5 machine tonight, guys. And unfortunately, he had to put it behind the wall, up on the hauler. And he hasn't headed for the barn yet. But I tell you what, I hear the bottles being cracked open down there. So maybe we can get him up here in the booth.
Looking over there, looking at that comment that John there put, save me some beer. Need it. I tell you what, save me some beer. He must have changed his mind.
You bet. I'll tell you what, we're going to see if Mike, can you see if that back door is open and see if we can't make sure and get Greg Netherwood in here and
user left your channel.
See if we can't yak with Netherwood here a little bit. But I'll tell you what, back out here on the track, Tyler Pice had it hooked up, put it up there in the front. Landon Huffman chasing him down up here. I'll tell you what, at 1.87 seconds behind Tyler, Landon Huffman, his lap time starting to fall off here considerably, guys. But I'll tell you what, the back door has opened up, and I believe Greg Netherwood has walked in. Greg, welcome to the ETV Live booth.
Oh, thank you. Good to be here.
Hey, bud, I see you up on the hauler behind the wall, and tell us about your night there. What happened?
Nah, I came in late, didn't get any practice laps, and I didn't want to get out there and mess anybody up. So I took my one parade lap, got my start points, and now I'm partying up here in the hauler.
There you go. Well, now you're partying up here in the booth, but hey, welcome up here.
Hey, Jerry, wait a second.
Go ahead.
How did he get past, if he's in the ETV hauler, how did he get past our security? Jerry, where did he go, guys?
I'm a little guy.
Can we get some more ribs over here? This thing's getting empty, man.
Send the ribs over here.
Oh, you guys are putting on a good show. It's almost more fun being on this side. I mean, you guys are a riot.
Why do you think we're up here and you're down there?
It's a lot more stressful out on the track, I assure you.
I tell you what, we tend to have a whole lot of fun up here in the booth. And hey, Greg, you're welcome up here anytime, my friend. The door's always open. But sorry to hear about your dismal night here tonight. But I tell you what, you are having some fun, and that's what counts.
Oh yeah, it's a great time. Thanks for having me, guys.
You bet. All right, then, guys, Landon Huffman being passed by the 31 machine. Chris Westerfield getting passed him down here for second position, guys. So Landon Huffman going backwards, and I'll tell you what, Mike, he's probably begging for a caution about now, I'm sure.
Yeah, he's come over the radio several times to the crew chief asking for somebody to throw something out the window. He needs a caution desperately. He's got a little right front damage like we mentioned before, and it may start to be rubbing that wheel tire a little bit. And as we see John closing the door on Landon.
Tell you what, I was watching a little earlier, the Landon Huffman and Chris Westerfield battling it out. I tell you, Landon's obviously got a handful of car there he's dealing with, and he's going back underneath Chris Westerfield, and definitely he's not giving the positions up very easy, but it's just maintaining the position. seems to get a run, and then sometimes that damage on the front right is affecting that tire. So definitely he is wheeling that thing around here the best he can. He's dealing with the cars he's been dealt with.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, as the battle heats up up there in the front, we've got at least another pit stop for all of these guys coming our way, guys. It's just a matter of when they're going to take it. Now, of course, they want to run it out as far as they can to take advantage of those fresher tires with the least amount of laps left in the race. So you don't want to pit too early, Mike, and put a lot of wear on those tires. If we can save them for a possibly maybe a 10 or 15 lap run.
Yeah, I think we just seen Scott come out of the pits. He's taking an early gamble here, pitting a little early, but like you said, that tire fall off is going to be bad towards the end of this race for him if it stays green. But he has pitted. He's got the fuel to make it. That's Scott Brotherton in the car number 3, position 26 right now, 1 lap down.
Tell you what, I'm sure Landon Huffman is beating his steering wheel about right now as John Gregorio just passed him to clinch on that 3rd place spot. So, definitely we got a great race here, guys. 70 laps in the books, and just a few cautions we've had here today. It's completely night and day, JD, from the practice that we saw versus the actual race here.
You bet, and we've got a couple of them come down pit road. John Higman Jr. is one of them, Mike.
Yeah, John coming in. He's coming in, might be for a right side only full tank of gas. Let's see what he does here. Yeah, looks like that's what he's going to get as Phil's coming around to take a lap over him.
All right, we might be seeing the start of some green flag pit stops, although 37 laps away from the checkered flag, guys. I got to question the early stop here. You're going to have more than halfway through your tire run. Before this thing ends, you're going to have a worn out tire. So I kind of question the early pit stops being done now, so I don't know what's going through these crew chiefs' minds.
Tell you what's going through their minds right now, JD, is man, hold your position and let's just hurry up and get these laps counted down. Tell you, we got a few cars out there that's got damage, but main thing is talking about Tyler Price up in the lead. He has opened that up to 4 seconds on top of Chris Westerfield, but I understand we got another car that went into the caution there, into the pit there, Mike.
Yeah, you got the 98 and you got the 46 of Logan Bunning pitting now. I'm like JD, what JD mentioned earlier, these guys are pitting way kind of too early. Chris Owens in now, pitting way too early if you ask me. I think you could probably go to about 90 or so and then pit for just a splash and go and get out fine. But most of these guys starting to do their pits now. It'll be interesting to see if when Tyler goes in.
They're probably banking on closing the distance, but then this is a 1.5 mile track too. They're going to go a lap down here, and of course they're going to be. It's a matter of time and distance between you and the leaders here. So the leaders are you might have a 1 second a lap advantage over them, but hey, I still think it's a little bit early to be calling these guys in for pit stops. But in the meantime, back out here in front, I mean, it's still Tyler Price as Landon Huffman has made his way down pit road finally, Mike. You bet. And I'm kind of with RJ over here in the chat room. Get 4 now, and the guys who are weight, they're going to come in and get 2. And it might only wind up being a 10-lap difference or so. I don't know, but I tell you what, different strategies being played out here in Las Vegas. This one a little bit unusual. I think I would be questioning my crew chief. Why are you bringing me in so early? We've got 30-some laps left in this thing. But I'll tell you what, Landon Huffman being called in. He's got 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats. He's on his way back out onto the track, guys. Landon Huffman probably going to get out here today with the most laps led.
Race leader Tyler Price is in the pits. Tyler Price has just pitted. Your race leader has just pitted, and he may have sped getting in. No, we're being told that he did not. He did not. He cut it close, but he did not. Right side's up on that 56 machine. Left side up on that 56 machine. Tyler Price taking full tank of gas and 4 tires on that stop as he's out in the way.
All right. And I tell you what, if you come from where I come from, that's 4 new shoes and a bucket of oats, boys.
That's right. It looks like the number 10 of John Abbott's just now coming in for pit stop as well there, Mike.
Yeah, you see John coming down and some others. You got the 17 of Chad Cole, who was running 4th. Jeff Addison running 3rd coming down. Really interesting. These guys didn't hold off too long, but they are pitting now.
Tell you what, looking at the board here right now, the way this thing's playing out there, JD, Mike, I'm asking both of you here. We've only got probably around 20 more laps left. They get tires now. And just a few laps ago, some of the other guys went in and got tires. Now they're sitting in good track position. These guys can definitely go the distance now, can't they, Mike?
Oh, absolutely. John Abbott took 2 tires there, guys. John Abbott 2, right sides only, no less for John, as he's out in the way ahead of Chad Cole and the other guy that pitted with him.
I'll tell you what, some pretty unusual pit stops happening, but looks like it's bringing everybody down. So 79 laps in the books here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, as we've got a couple more coming down at you, Mike.
Yeah, 88 stayed out to get that bonus point for leading the lap. He's in the pits now. Be interesting to see what he does as we are on lap 80 with just 27 to go. So he may just take some gas and get out and go.
Bet.
And you got some other ones coming down.
That's going to be, and I don't think Schoonover and Bowers, because Bowers making his way down pit road now. I expect Schoonover to, looks like he's dropping to the bottom down here. He may be making his way into pit road at this time too. And there he goes, Schoonover in the 9 car. Gives up the lead, then makes his way down pit road. So as they cycle around, guys, that's going to put Tyler Price back out in front. And John Abbott roughly 5 seconds behind him, guys.
Tell you what, that's a long 5 seconds to catch, and definitely knowing that you've got to get in and out of the entrances exactamente on every corner. Tell you that 5 seconds is going to keep spreading and spreading if you don't hit his marks.
About 25 laps in this thing here at Las Vegas, so I tell you what, you know, I don't know. I don't know that I would have made that call to come in that early, boys, but I tell you what, there's only about 20 some odd laps left here, so we'll see what happens. But Tyler Price going to get the lead back, and John Abbott, Chris Westerfield, John Gregorio, who started out on the front row tonight next to our pole sitter, Landon Huffman, move him up into the top 5 already, working himself back up there. Tough night for John Gregorio. Got kind of buried in the field here a little bit. Had to work like the dickens to get back up there. But John Higman Jr. in 5th. So as they get all spread out here, guys, Tyler Price, is he going to be able to keep John Abbott off his tail in the next 20 laps?
Well, I tell you what, JD, opening up that lead, Tyler Price opening up the lead to a 5.377 seconds. You know, John Abbott seems to be holding ground right now. He's not falling back, but he's not gaining any either.
All right, and I'm watching their lap times. They're basically identical. Tyler Price and John Abbott turning basically the same lap times, 37.55s to John Abbott. Price's last time around was 37.7, so you know, they're pretty much right there, just within a couple thousandths of one another. So Tyler Price, John Abbott, as John Abbott tries to close the distance, 5.5 seconds back. Chris Westerfield, John Gregorio, John Higman, your top 5 up here. Let's check on Landon Huffman. tell you what, actually 9 seconds off the lead, guys, and I just don't think there's enough time left in the race here at Las Vegas for Huffman to put anything together and get up there. Running in 6th position.
Whoa,
so, and we might be having a caution coming out here if 75 car gets into.
That's going to be Landon Huffman there, JD. As they was coming out of turn 4, he come up on the rear end of the number 60, John Higman, and looked like John Higman got a little sideways and had to check up, and Landon hit him in the rear end. There was nowhere he could go.
Nowhere he could go, and I'll tell you what, still green flag out here, so no flag is flown. We're still racing under green flag conditions here, guys, but Huffman having to get out of the throttle as well, that's going to put him back considerably. Now 11 seconds, almost 12 seconds back. I believe his night is going to be over as far as any kind of a top 5 finish here. You got John Higman Jr. Just in front of him up here, but don't know whether he's going to have time to get up there or not. 20 laps left here at Las Vegas, as 107 on the board here tonight. But tell you what a night down here in Las Vegas, boys.
I tell you what, these guys are rolling the dice, and some are winning big so far, JD, but some are gonna go home empty-handed. So definitely a heck of a race here. Tell you, I'm just ecstatic of the driving I've seen here today. A lot of good drivers out here, and a lot of good driving that we've seen so far. Again, big difference between practice earlier and the actual race. We saw a lot of loose cars out there during practice, and but I tell you what, right now what we're seeing on the track is a lot of competition and a lot of guys that are trying to make their way up front.
Tell you what, talk about a lot of loose conditions. Drop it all the way back here at 28th position. Chris Alley in that 87 machine back here. 1 lap ago, coming off of turns 1 and 2, got that thing almost sideways heading down into the tri-oval. Was able to get it back, but Chris Alley, I can see him sawing back and forth on that wheel as he desperately tries to hang on to that 87 machine up here as he goes into 1 and 2 one more time here. But Chris Alley in that 87 car trying to hang on desperately for a finish here at Las Vegas.
Hey, what, number 60, John Higman Jr. still holding his ground there, running in 5th spot. Looks pretty good on his entrances and his exits, but don't really know if he's gaining ground right now, JD. Looking on up toward the field there, the number 23 and 4th spot is Joe Gregorio, and looks like he's closing the door in on the number 31 running 3rd, Chris Westerfield. So as the laps chime down here, we're starting to see some guys, looks like they're getting a little faster, not worried so much about the tires, and going to try to make some moves here in just a few laps.
Still checking on lap times here. Last time around, 30.9 for Tyler Price. John Abbott, 31.8. So Abbott falling off the pace here from Price. In fact, he's fallen off here just a little bit. 5.7 seconds in back of Tyler Price. Price may be walking home with the trophy here tonight from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Chris Westerfield, tell you what, he might have a shot at John Abbott up here. They're only about a second apart from one another. But I tell you what, he's got to turn the heat up on that 31 machine down here in 3rd position and see if he can't get that thing up there a little bit closer to him. But I tell you what, you know, different kind of pit strategies playing out here, and it looks like they're working for Tyler Price. Why don't we step away and take a real quick commercial break right here, right now? Why don't we come back? That checkered flag, Cowboys. So, hey, don't wander off. We'll make it quick. All right, and we are back. I'll tell you what, 95 laps in the books. This thing's starting to close out. Watching John Gregorio as he tries desperately to move that number 23 machine from 4th position up into the, at least the top 3 up in here. Don't know if he's going to have enough laps to do it. He's been taking pieces of the wall with him, Rick, on the way around here. But I'll tell you what, John Abbott still having some difficulty. He's fallen back now 6.6, almost 7 seconds behind Tyler Price. Price might be going home with a paycheck here tonight.
He definitely could. He's definitely checked out. His 6.9 second lead over the next guy behind him there. But I tell you, going back to John Gregorio, coming out of turn 4, so far watching him, he's hit the wall twice coming out of turn 4. So tires are, and he about hit the wall there again. Tires are definitely an issue for him, but late in the game here, you got to deal with what you can deal with and do the best you can, because we only got 10 laps left in this thing.
Yeah, all the way back here to 14th position, guys, watching the 70 car of Jason Elrod. Scott Brotherton right up on his bumper. I don't know if Scott's just waiting for an opportunity here, just kind of the fox chasing the hare, maybe. The hunt is on, as Brotherton looking for an angle to get around that 7 machine up here in front of him for position. That would be for a 14th position for Scott Brotherton if he can hang in there and get the job done. But moving on up here just a little bit, not a whole lot of racing going on up here in front. Jeff Addison in the 94 machine, 8th position with the 33 up on the outside, almost losing it. And that's going to be David Lanza up here in the damaged Budweiser machine up here, as he lets Jeff Addison go by here for in 8th position. But out in front of him, Tyler Price, he's going home with the big one tonight for sure, if he can just keep pointed forward, keep all 4 tires on the ground, and just turn those laps. John Abbott now falling back 7.5 seconds, guys.
Tell you what, Eddie, watching 5th and 6th position, the number 60 of John Higman Jr., I tell you, this man, when he goes in the corners and comes out, he makes this look so easy. Just been watching his entries and his exits for the last few laps, and I tell you, he's got it down pat. If he's having problems with that car, I can't see him. He's doing a great job wheeling that thing around there. Landon Huffman, you know, looking in his mirror, sees Landon back there behind him, but doesn't seem that Landon, that damage that he's got to his car is definitely keeping the speed of his car down. He's not really falling back, but you know, John Higman has been flawless going into the corners and great coming off the corners.
Absolutely, and that's what it's all about here in Las Vegas. But I tell you what, let's talk old John Bad Boy, moving the cameras back here to 11th position back here, focusing on that number 65 machine. I tell you what, ETV Live all over that car down there. Viper Sim Racing, or actually Viper Sim Racing, Viper SR logos on it. Viper SR gaming seat up on the platform tonight for the season championship trophy here at Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series. So I tell you what, thanks to Viper Technologies for putting that big trophy up. But that's a nice looking car. Ed Williams Jr. driving around down there in that black ETV Live Viper Technologies machine, guys. Just wanted to make a mention of that.
That's right. Watching the number 62 machine trying to close in on the door of Joey Gatana. Tell you, they got a nice little race back here. It looks like he's making a little bit of leadway on Joey, but don't know if he's going to fall in time with the laps narrowing down here, JD.
And I'll tell you what, and they are absolutely winding down. 4 laps to go here. Tyler Price got an 8-second lead over John Abbott. And Chris Westerfield back here in 3rd position, trying to hunt down that 2nd position up there, that 10 car John Abbott. Just about a second, not even a second here out in front. Is it's like Chris Westerfield gets a good run going into turn 1, coming off turn 2 in good shape here. He might be able to close the distance here as the laps start counting down. 3 to go here at Las Vegas, guys. The race between Westerfield and Abbott up here, guys. So let's see if Westerfield can put it together as he inches closer to that number 10 machine right in front of him.
Tell you what, JD, that's where your race is going to be, between that second position there, between second and third position, as 31 of Chris Westerfield goes a little hard into the corner of turn 1 there, but gets some good wind coming off turn 2. So closing in on the back door as they go into turn 3.
2 to go here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway as Chris Westerfield tries to close the distance on John Abbott up there in second position. Looks like he's not able to do it. And I'll tell you what, getting a good run up in that high line, Rick, as you can stay in the throttle just a little bit longer. But as he cuts it down here on the bottom, trying to maintain some speed and get that draft, working the turns here, and just not able to get it, guys. So Chris Westerfield desperately trying to run down John Abbott with 1 to go here. White flag is out, and actually the caution flag is out, guys. This is, I'm hearing it's the 43 car involved. Caution flag is out. This might end the race, guys.
Looks like that number 43 is going to be Doug Roth there, JD, with that, looks like the old Richard Petty STP paint scheme he's got on there. John, you got more?
Now let's cue this up, guys. Very late caution. I don't think our leader wanted to say. Well, maybe our leader did want to say it because this is going to end the race here. The 43 is going to drift up high, and I believe you're going to see him smack that outside wall, just go around on his own. He's going to come in and plow that inside wall, guys, a ton. Somebody better call 911, get the ambulance out there, because this guy's going to be, his head's going to be spinning for a while.
I think they call that an e-ticket ride here on ETV Live, boys. I tell you what, he went for, you put a propeller on the top of that thing and he might have flown to China. But the 43 car, Doug Roth, unfortunate for him, bringing out the late caution here, and it's official. That's going to end the race here tonight. Tyler Price going home with the big one here tonight. John Abbott able to maintain that lead over Chris Westerfield. Westerfield desperately fighting back. Good effort out of that number 31 machine for third place. John Gregorio starting out outside the pole tonight with Landon Huffman. He's going to finish in 4th. John Higman Jr. in 5th. And our pole sitter, he's going to come in with a top 10 finish up here. Landon Huffman's going to finish in 6th position, guys.
Tell you what, I tell you, Tyler Price has done a heck of a job today here, JD, driving. Qualified 29th position and ended up sitting in the number 1 spot. Tell you, we didn't have a whole lot of caution, so that man's definitely got a fast engine underneath the hood of that car.
Yes, he does. And I'll tell you what, this thing's going to finish under green, or under yellow. It's kind of a yellowish greenish color flag, I guess.
But, mine says checkered, JD.
Checkered. Well, yeah, well, the checkered's going to come out now, but we had kind of a yellowish greenish color thing as we follow the pace car to the finish line. But it's checkered now, and Tyler Price has got it. So absolute good effort out of that Tyler Price machine. Now we understand that we may have some communications issues with the 56 car down there. We're not quite certain yet, but we'll get more on that. But congratulations to Tyler Price for a good effort here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway here tonight, along with all the rest of the drivers.
That's right, JD. I tell you, and getting a good burnout right here as he takes the victory. Very well deserved for that young man there. What a show he put on here today with the driving that he's put. But tell you, what a race. Outstanding racing from all these guys here today. And a big difference between, like I say, what we saw in practice earlier and then actually the race we saw here today. So a lot of patience I saw out on the track today.
You bet. I'll tell you what, why don't we go ahead and step away. We'll take a commercial break, and we'll get ready for your post-race show here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. So I'll tell you what, Cowboy, don't wander off. We'll be right back. All right, and we are back live,
User joined your
ETV
channel.
Live, Cowboy. I tell you what, it's the only Motor Speedway, and we're here with Real Sim Racing Full Throttle Cup Series, and we just completed 107 laps here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway. But I'll tell you what, right now, Tyler Price is the man of the hour, and Tyler, I got to tell you, bud, what an incredible run you had. Made it through those 3 cautions down there. Tore up quite a few vehicles on the one on lap 10, but from 29th to 1st, dude, tell me about your race.
It was a pretty good race. We had to dodge some wrecks first part of the race, and then got some good pit stops throughout the race. And cars seemed to be really good in the long runs, and just was able to keep it up front. And them good pit stops kept us up there.
You know, a little bit of different kind of pit strategy we saw working late in the race. You know, it was interesting. Looked like there was about 30 some odd laps to go yet. And we knew that based on the last caution, you know, a lot of cars out there had plenty of gas to go until about lap 90 or so. What was the strategy behind pitting that early and risking a 30-lap run?
I don't know. We had such a had a good good lead out front, and I just thought it was about the time to start making a move down pit road and hope for the best, pretty much.
I'll tell you what, it paid off big time for that number 56 machine. But John Abbott, you know, it looked like he might have been closing the distance on you. Unfortunately, couldn't hook it up, put it together. But was there ever a chance you ever had to look back in that rearview mirror, or was it pretty much clear sailing onto the finish line?
Well, after we got the pit stops, I mean, I was concerned we were going to have a caution come out, but fortunately we didn't at the end, and I felt we could, you know, not have a caution. I felt like we could hold my own. I could hold my own up front and just keep it up there. And because after the cautions, or I mean, after the pit stops, I looked down and had a pretty good lead, you know. So I just pretty much just tried to be smooth with it and give good laps. But other than that, it was a good car.
Absolutely, and I'll tell you what, outstanding job. And any shout-outs out there you want to give?
Yeah, absolutely. I'd like to thank Locklear Race Cars out of Darlington, South Carolina. They helped me in the real world and real racing. I want to give a shout-out to all my boys back at That's Right Racing, Chelmus Driving School, Cam Manus, which painted my car, Cam Signs and Designs, just all the guys that make this, you know, make it happen week in, week out. We put a lot of effort into trying to run up front. All my guys back at That's Right Racing. And it definitely paid off tonight.
All right, Tyler Price going on with the big one here, boys, from Las Vegas Motor Speedway. Congratulations on the trophy winner here tonight. I'm going to throw it on down pit road just a little tiny bit. I understand Mike Keaton standing by with our second place finisher, John Abbott.
That's right, I got John Abbott with me. John, wow, what a pit stop strategy you did, sir. 2-tire stop. Take us through that moment of getting off forward down pit road, making sure that you kept pit road speed and maintained a good solid 45 mile an hour down the pit road to get into that pit stop.
Yeah, Michael, I didn't know if that was going to work or not. Really didn't make my mind up until I was headed down the back stretch before that last stop. I still was contemplating doing 4, but then I remember in a race a while back I did 2 tires, and I kind of knew what kind of fuel I needed to make that work, so gave it a shot, and it worked out.
Paid off for you there. Closing laps there, it looked like Chris right before the caution was really narrowing that gap between you. So tell us the thoughts that was going through your mind when you started seeing Chris come up in that rearview mirror.
Yeah, he was making a charge, no doubt. I was glad to see that caution come out when it did. I'm not sure I'd have been able to hold him off that last lap, but started over driving just a little bit to keep the gap over him, but yeah, I think that hurt me some. And but main thing, I didn't want to screw up top 3 by battling him too hard, because I knew Gregorio was back there within a second, so I had that in mind as well.
John, you got any shout outs you got to give tonight?
I want to give a shout out to this league, Real Sim Racing. I've been racing with these guys for a good while now, and just a great group of guys, as y'all have seen with our broadcast, and of course I want to give a shout out to my little boy John. He's a young iRacer. Hopefully he'll be on here before too long, and don't really have a team except Team Castrol. I got some buddies on my team, Jason Elrod, and give a shout out to Jason. He keeps an eye out for me, and that's it. And you guys at ETV, I appreciate the job you do.
Well done, John. John Abbott, crew chief, earning his paycheck tonight, bringing him down pit road, taking right sides only, finishing second. John Abbott.
All right, guys, I'll tell you what a night here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, but hey, the party ain't over yet. Guess who else is in the house? I heard that back door open and close. It must be that buffet table. But Scott Brotherton along up here. We talked to him a little while ago during the race, and of course, I believe we had him in here in pre-race. But Landon Huffman and Chad Tracy along for the ride up here in the booth, and Joey James. I want to start out with you here just briefly, Joey. What a night here at Las Vegas, my friend. 3 cautions, going home in pretty good shape here tonight.
Yeah, the night I was finishing a race. I definitely want to congratulate Tyler Price. Not only did he win the race time, but took over the points lead tonight. So incredible night for those guys. They're so fast. But as far as us, I had 0 practice laps gotten here, and I think Brotherton did the same thing. Started in the back, got a half a lap in qualifying, and just basically rode. Hadn't finished the race yet this year due to some incidents. Last week was kind of unfortunate. Phoenix were doing the same thing, just riding. But tonight we finally got to finish one, and pretty excited about it.
Absolutely, and of course, Landon Huffman, real briefly, Landon started out on the pole, tried to hook it up, and was it pit strategies that set you back, or what happened there?
No, I mean, we ran up front first, probably quarter of the race or so, led there, and I got in the wall a little bit, kind of lost my focus. I really don't know what I was doing. I was checking my relative or something, I don't know, and started pushing a little bit, and then of course Tyler ate me up, and I dropped on back, and probably should have pitted a little earlier than I did, but I'm happy with the 6th after last week at Phoenix.
There you go. Tell you what, you boys help yourself to that buffet table back there, and then of course there's Chad Tracy in the house as well. Chad, tell us about your run tonight.
It was interesting. My strategy was just to hang out in the back and let everything sort out. I ended up getting clipped a little bit sideways around lap 42 and just lost my rhythm from that point. It was everything I could do just to hang on and try to get a top 20.
You bet. And I'll tell you what, Chris Westerfield unable to join us here. He'll be finishing 3rd place, going home with a 3rd place paycheck here tonight. But Chris driving that number 31 machine, guys, unable to join us up here in the booth for whatever reason. I understand that he might be helping his crew chief change tires on the hauler down there. That's quite the job. But I tell you what, guys, go ahead, Rick.
JD, yeah, I tell you, I can't let this slide as we're talking here. Guys, I just got to ask this. During practice, we sit here and watch practice, and we've seen cars flipping over the walls and the fences and everything else. But I tell you what, when the show began, I saw nothing but professionalism out there, some really good driving, a lot of patience being seen, and a heck of a show that you guys put on out there. So I just want to give a shout out to you guys. Great racing.
You guys can talk. Oh, wait a minute. Well, put the plates down. Put the plate down. Go ahead and talk.
I'll cover this one, man. We got some great guys here. John Abbott, Huffman, Brotherton, Price, Daly, Keith Brooks. I mean, there's so many people here that have not only just started racing together, but a lot of us have been racing together for a lot of years, and that chemistry's there. But I feel like we've got the best guys out here, and they make it look easy. But I was talking to John here from ETV a while ago, and talking about tonight how well it went. But I think you guys are going to earn your paycheck next week at Bristol.
Tell you what, I'm looking forward to that one. Bristol Motor Speedway, one of my favorite tracks. Of course, that was back before they ruined it and broke it. But I'll tell you what a night here in Las Vegas, and riding along with Real Sim Racing, the Full Throttle Cup Series. And I'll tell you what, a lot more racing coming our way here on Monday nights with these boys. And guys, we need to go ahead and back it on out of here, but there's a lot more racing coming at you too on ETV Live. Check the schedule page. There's just too many of them for me to go on down the list. But the etv-eplay.net, that's the only plug we were able to get in tonight. Some good racing here at Las Vegas Motor Speedway here. And I tell you, a fun night up here in the booth. And I tell you what, the party is still rolling on. As Jesse the Outlaw James would say, catch him on Thursday and Sunday nights here with AJ Browning on ETV Live. So make sure you check that schedule and get back to us here. So from Las Vegas Motor Speedway, they call me the Cowboy, J.D. Webb, and for John, the Bad Boy Wessel, and Jerry, the Corn Dog Wolf. I'll tell you what, and all the boys up here in the booth, Rick Donathan, Mike Keaton, John Abbott, Landon Huffman, the party's rolling on. So we'll catch you next time on ETV Live.
Disconnected.